right, guys, it is time for pros and cons. Who got the pick last week where we started? I don't remember.
Jonathan.
No, you're lying, Tommy. We let Sunny start because she's a
It
lady
was me.
and I'm a gentleman.
Exactly right.
Sonny.
I'm a gentleman. And you know what I was thinking there? Whenever I was waiting for the show to start, I was over there behind the curtain, kind of checking out my guns. I was like, man, they look pretty good right there. Well, shoot.
Yeah.
I might have to get back in the ring, Tommy.
Hey,
You believe me?
Tag team.
Who am I
Can
tagging?
you do
with?
it?
Am I tagging
You
with
and
the
me.
chicken? Oh,
Yeah.
God. I'm doomed.
The chicken is undefeated.
Is the chicken undefeated?
Yes.
I did not know that. That's interesting.
Yes.
Anyway,
Just
chicken.
ask Cody Green.
Chicken. Where are we starting? Like pros or cons, buddy?
Let's go. Let's do pros. Let's get it going on a good note.
Okay, we're going to start with pros. And let's see how I'll do this here. I got some new features here I'm warming up to. So you guys go ahead and get started, and I'm going to fix this timer how I need it.
All right. So I think the Randy Orton and Alexa thing is hitting off real good.
What are you digging about the angle, Tommy?
That it's something fresh. That it's the only thing good going in WWE right now.
I can go with that. I think it's definitely something really good out there. Where do you think is the bottom line? Where do you think they end up with that?
I say we'll have Super Fiend like we did with Super Shredder and the Ninja Turtle movie. We'll have Super Fiend.
Super
He'll
Fiend?
come out, have spikes coming out of his jacket, and yeah, bigger hair.
Sonny, do you
Interesting.
do you agree with Tommy on Super Shredder or Super Fiend or?
I don't know about that. He's gonna come back. He's gonna be more powerful, I think. But I see it being kind of like a spiritual entity right now. That I agree with what you had said earlier. We were talking before the show started that he's possessed Alexa Bliss. And I'm not sure how they come to conclusion there, but it's intriguing and I love it.
I can't believe you just stole my shine. I give you a little insight to what I'm feeling, and then you gonna steal it right out from underneath me. I thought we
You threw it to me first. You threw it to me first.
Yeah, honestly, I'm tore all to hell. Are we on pros or cons? I'm lost.
Pros there,
We're on
button
pros.
pusher.
Well, it's hard to do both, Tommy. I don't know if you've ever done both, but it's hard to push buttons and to be Big Papa Plump at the same time.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Right.
I do agree with you, Sonny, though. Like we was talking about before the show starts, I think that Alexa Bliss is possessed. And I was anxious to find out how they were going to end Raw because Alexa beat Asuka last week. And then I was tickled to see Randy Orton RKO Alexa Bliss at the end of Raw. And that right there tells me even more that that's the Fiend, you know, with the transformation and all that stuff. Yeah.
Oh, I definitely agree.
John, what kind of pros did you have this week, my dude?
All right, so I got one that might not be a popular opinion amongst people, but Jinder Mahal made his comeback today after he's only had a few matches in the last 2 years due to a bunch of surgeries. So he made his comeback at the WWE India show that they're now doing. It seems like, I guess it's going to be every week.
That was the Superstar Testicle, right?
Yeah, whatever the hell they're calling that name of that show. But he came back, and he wasn't victorious or anything, but I'm a Jinder Mahal fan. I'll tell you, I think he had a really underrated run over there on SmackDown when he was the champ. And if they build him right, he could be a monster heel over there, and he could do some really good stuff in the upper mid card, and maybe even in that upper card level again if you build him right. But I'm excited to see Jinder Mahal come back. I think it's a pro.
Hey, our buddy Ben says, "Don't hinder the gender, Wang."
No problem, man. I'm not going to hinder him.
Well, this is the
Yeah.
pros, so I'm not going to go into it, but I don't agree with you. I'm not a fan of Jinder Mahal, and it's nothing against Jinder himself. It's just I like to have some sense of realness with my wrestling, and I have a hard time watching somebody job for years, and then all of a sudden he's the world champ. But anyway, I digress. Like I said, that's a con. I'm trying to let you guys be positive here. I'll go ahead and throw out one of my pawns, or I'm sorry, pros. Paul Heyman saying he's going to whip Pierce's ass. That was amazing. I knew he wasn't going to do nothing, but it's just seeing Paul Heyman buck up on somebody. It's great.
Paul is such a character. I love him.
Oh, absolutely. Tommy, what you got, buddy? You got any more pros?
Of course, Edge coming back. I think that will be good. I just hope he doesn't hurt himself. But yeah,
Oh, that was
think
mine
that's
too.
That was a good one.
I'm just stealing everybody. Sorry.
No, you stole hers because she stole mine, right?
That's what it was.
It's all
I'm looking out
trickery
for you.
tonight. All trickery.
All right, Sonny, since he stole yours, you got another one?
No, that was actually, you know what? I'll go with All Elite's paid ads on Impact. Those are great. I love them. The shade that Tony Khan and Tony Schiavone, oh, they drop such shade. It's beautiful. I love it. I don't want them to end.
I hear you, Chuck Webb. He says, "Holler if you hear me, Big Papa Plump." I hear you, baby. I hear you. Jonathan, what about you, buddy? You got any more pros?
I'm going to say Sting is getting back in the ring. I believe it's at Revolution, and Sting is going to be teaming up with Darby Allin and taking on Team Taz over there. So even though I'm a little worried for Sting getting back in the ring, he's one of my all-time favorites. So good to see the Stinger back.
That's where he needs to be, is just doing tag teams. I don't want to see him in singles.
I think that we're going to see him in some sort of cinematic type deal. I mean, it's a perfect opportunity for it. No fans. They're doing a street fight. I don't think he's actually going to get in there, at least not yet. I mean, he may eventually, and I could be wrong. Ben Cliff said, Sting getting in the ring is not a pro.
That's fair.
A pro for me, hopefully it can help him get some shine on him, but Kofi Kingston being out right now and Xavier Woods being the guy. Hopefully Xavier can become more than a gaga, because that's all I've taken from him for years. He's a good wrestler, but all I've got is comedy, and hopefully this will help him to excel past the comedy and, not saying don't do the comedy, but, grow as a performer like Big E. Big E can still do the comedy with the best of them, but when it's time to get down to business, Big E don't go around, you know what I'm saying?
Xavier was good, but when Impact was watchable.
Hey.
Xavier was on Impact?
Yeah.
He was Consequences Creed. And he was amazing.
Yeah.
X Division competitor. He's shown that he can bring it in the ring. They've really underutilized him in WWE. He's done a lot of stuff online, like we know with the video games. He's got personality. Unfortunately, I feel he was wasted last night with Retribution.
Isn't everything wasted with Retribution?
Yes. That was terrible.
Are you guys not a fan of Mustafa?
I like
feel
Mustafa.
he's being
He's a
wasted
good
too.
performer. Yeah, he's a good performer. He's wasted in that role. And he's a really good and charismatic speaker when they let him go on the mic, when you let him shoot a little bit. But you got to let him go. We got to see him, like you were mentioning earlier, John. You got to see him pick up some wins and some victories to really look credible, because I don't buy him as credible with the way they've built him up over the last few years.
Fair enough. Here's my old Booker man, Leonard Sims in the house. What's up, Leo? Appreciate you tuning in, brother.
Hey, Leo.
Let's see. Jade versus Cody potentially happen. I'm excited about that. I could care less about Shaq or Brandy Rhodes. I want to see Cody Rhodes versus Jade. That's what I want to see. And
That'd
one
be
more for me
interesting.
before I throw it around to you guys. Sammy Guevara, I look forward to him turning face. Hopefully it's going to happen soon. The kid's amazing. Even Jake Hager. I've not been a fan of Hager in years, but I enjoyed Hager and Guevara. I'm sorry, was it Sammy Hager last week on Dynamite? And I thought it was great. And I want to see more of a babyface Sammy Guevara and Jake Hager.
It's inevitable. It's coming for Sammy for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
And,
We got
and
45
think,
seconds, guys. Throw them out there.
And I thought
We got
Jericho and
We're still on pros.
John Pro.
Okay, cool. So I got to say for pros too, Revolution's looking like it's good for AEW. Is looking like it's going to be a really fun pay-per-view. Some great matches on there. So I think that it's going to be a lot of fun. And I think for Impact, that Impact picked it up last week's show. I actually checked it out, and I thought it was a heck of a lot better after Hard to Kill. And there's some interesting feuds out there for Impact Wrestling. So don't sleep on them. They've been doing some decent stuff other than the Hard to Kill paper.
Tommy, 10 seconds. What do you got?
I liked MJF and Jericho as a team. I thought that was great.
Yep.
Sonny, 1 second. What do you
Those
got?
I'll go with Impact as well. They really did it well.
Oh, Jesus. All right, this is one
You know I'm going to plug them. You know it's coming.
And this will be the time when you follow up with plugging your Impact review every week.
Yes, on Cheap Heat and Cheap Pops.
Something new we're doing here on the show, guys. It is hard to get to your comments while we are in the middle of the timer. So what I'm doing is I'm favoriting a few comments while we are discussing these, and we'll go back to them. And ironically, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by Ben Cliff. I don't know how I didn't get anybody else. But let's go ahead and see what Ben had to say. Ben says the pro for him was D'Lo Brown and Matt Stryker on commentary for Impact. Really good commentary team. Well,
It's definitely a change of pace.
after trying to watch Hard to Watch last week, I'm not ashamed to admit that I did not watch Impact this week or last week.
So you didn't see the private party, Matt?
Oh yeah, and I'm going to talk about that dumb shit here in a minute. Another pro for Ben Cliff was Priscilla Kelly signing for NXT. The tampon lady is doing work. That really surprised me. I don't know if I'm a minority here, guys, but I was like, what?
I could care.
Is
They're
there
going to grab
value?
anybody over there.
Well, is there value right now that they see in her that she's Darby Allin's ex-wife? I don't know.
Maybe Vince seen the tampon video. I was like, hey, that's good shit.
Yeah. Knowing Vince.
Knowing Vince. Tommy, Ben throws this to you. He said Impact is miles better than any other brand at the moment and has been for the last few years. Good Lord, Ben. I love you, bro, but you've been smoking salvia? What the hell's wrong with you?
Something's in that fish and chips over there.
John,
Impact has really grown. They've really
oh,
changed.
Jesus, I'm not wasting any more time on Impact. What's wrong? John, do you agree
That's
with
a
these people?
mistake.
Impact has been getting much better. I don't watch it religiously. I listen to the reviews because of Sonny, and I edit the shows. So I will catch Impact shows if Sonny recommends them on there, or if there's something when I'm listening to the review that really brings me in. So that's the time I'll check them out. But I wouldn't know anything about half of these people if it wasn't for Sonny.
I will say this about Sonny. I do listen to your show every week, even though I'm not a fan of Impact. I try to support my friends.
Thank you.
Some of the time I'm like, who the fuck's she talking about? But I'm listening. I'm listening.
Yeah.
Ben says a pro for him was Violent by Design and Impact. Eric Young, Diener, and Joe Doring stable. Okay.
They need to get more competition. When you're fighting Rhino, you kind of know where that's going. He's putting everybody over, so I mean, they need to step it up with better competition there.
Yeah, our buddy Kenny Dunn says a pro for him was Ric Flair, still out pulling tail as an old man. He's still in them kisses, baby. Still in them kisses.
He's still the nature boy.
Still the nature boy. Now,
Even though him and her's both married.
Yeah.
Oh, does that mean that he can't teach Lacey Evans how to do a wrist lock, Tommy? That's all he's doing.
Sure.
I like to call her an elbow with that girl. I'll tell you right now. Let's go ahead and get to the cons this week. Once again, I'll let you guys get started because I got to figure this damn timer out again. So go right ahead.
All right, I'll kick off the cons. I'll go back to a topic that we talked about last week, and it was Ryback. And this whole Ryback, Mark Henry, busted open radio, it's just getting old. And like these guys don't realize how freaking cringeworthy they are each week, airing their drama out there over Twitter and on their shows. It's ridiculous. Just like grow the hell up for all these parties out there and go do something. And Ryback probably cost himself a gig in AEW by doing that. So
yeah, I don't know how much to look into it, but I did see where I think it was Dave Meltzer said that he asked about it and said that
yeah,
he is not signing with AEW, which that's pretty stupid if you ask me. Like you said, keep your damn mouth shut.
I don't think he knows how.
Well, and I read today that he's going to a lawyer now to pursue some sort of legal action against Mark Henry.
What?
Yes. That's what I said when I read it. Like, really? What are the grounds?
Oh my gosh, dude.
Is his feelings hurt or what?
I don't know what it is.
Grow a pair, dude. That's all he's got to do.
he's always sitting there on Twitter and just going off like crazy all the time. And I like Ryback. I don't dislike him or anything. I think he can have some asset to bring to a company in some ways, but I think he's more negative to it because look how he ended his last relationship with WWE. AEW's got to be looking at that and saying, this guy's still going on 3-4 years later. Like, why would we want to bring him over? What are the pros and the cons of it? And I think that's why Ryback is the big con.
Well, we could spend a shitload of time on Ryback and Mark Henry, but I, for one, don't want to give the big guy any more of my time.
Yep.
You guys can come back to it if you'd like, but I'll go ahead and get with Private Party. We mentioned that earlier. I like, once again, I like to have some believability with my wrestling. And so you're telling me that Private Party's jobbing out on AEW for months, and then all of a sudden they win a match on Impact and they're now #1 contenders for the Good Brothers title? Tell out here.
And that cheapens Impact.
It really does. I mean, it doesn't do anything for Impact.
Yeah.
That was terrible booking. Like when you have someone like James Storm and Chris Sabin, both seasoned tag team wrestlers, and they're getting tripped up by like essentially rookies in Private Party. No. And it was bad. That killed me.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree, Jonathan?
I agree 100%. It was very poorly done. And why I don't get why you would bring back a guy like James Storm and then not give him a victory there. He's a much more marketable name than Private Party is. And Private Party, if you've seen their match once, that's all you ever need to know because it's just a spot fest and choreography. And I'm all for high spots and the fun stuff like that, but they overdo it. It's the same thing every time with Private Party usually. So they're not believable to me.
I'm with you, man.
That
Sonny.
6-man they
Sorry,
had.
go ahead, Tommy.
That 6-man they had, that was Bot Monkey class right there.
That reminds me. Have you heard my parody, Tommy?
Yes, I have. That's why I said it. That's why I use the term Spot Monkey.
I guess this is when I was supposed to pull up the clip and put it on the show, right? I'm not that good, damn it.
Sorry.
What other cons you got, Tommy?
You was talking about Paul Heyman earlier. That whole setup, that was so predictable. The card subject to change, that was so predictable. You seen it's going to happen.
Who did? I didn't.
Oh my goodness! Come on, they did that spot the week before about the cards subject to change, and that let Adam wrestle. Scrap Iron, he can work. I like Scrap Iron. I'm a big Scrap Iron Adam Pierce fan.
You're such an indie
Good guy,
darling.
by the way.
You're such an indie darling. I'm going to go back to AEW for Khan. The reason I pick on them because I expect a lot more from them sometimes than what we get. And this one is, you guys may not agree with me. I don't care. I love you anyway. But is this the best we can do with Miro? I mean, you got Charles Taylor as his butler. I mean, just this whole thing. I thought the Lana Bobby Lashley storyline was bad. That makes this thing look good. I mean, am I wrong, John?
No, not at all. Miro should be built as a beast, like how when he first came into WWE and debuted over there. Give the guy rides out to WrestleMania in a fucking tank. You know, I mean, and then what's it done for him since then? He's just fallen, and there's no reason for it. He's a phenomenal performer in the ring. Yeah, and he had sex in that tank too, right?
Yeah,
that's the rumor and
But
innuendo.
you bring him out as a video game nerd, and there's nothing wrong with being video games and all that stuff. That's fun. They bring him out like a video game nerd, coming out with Kip Sabian as his best friend for this stupid wedding gimmick. This is the best you could do for Miro. Miro should be the one fucking tearing it up with Kenny Omega out there. That's more believable to me. I mean, come on. It's ridiculous.
Sonny, how do you feel about the Miro thing?
Well, I just wonder if Miro had more.
We are getting some feedback from somebody.
I noticed that.
Are we good now?
Yeah, we're good now. I don't know what happened.
I like with Miro, I just feel like maybe he has some sort of influence over his character because before he signed, he wanted to be like a professional gamer. So maybe he thought this was a good idea.
So
I don't know.
You think this dumbass storyline he's working is his idea? Is that what you're saying?
Possibly.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I mean, he really should have been part of Team Taz. I don't know why he's not.
I don't want to see him team nothing. Okay, that's just me though. I want to see him go in there and wreak havoc. I mean, he's so great for a big guy. I would love to see. You know, I'm not a big guy match type, but can you imagine him and Brian Cage locking horns in the ring?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, amazing!
Absolutely.
What else you got, Sonny? We got 3 minutes left.
Honestly, my con was Raw, with the exception of Bliss and Orton and Edge's announcement that he's going in the Royal Rumble. I hated it. It was so boring. It was so hard to stay awake with Sheamus and that handicap match that went on forever. Retribution. Too much time wasted on them.
You want to hear something funny? I don't remember if we was on the air or if we was off the air when I told you guys that I really enjoyed Raw this week.
Yep.
I was trolling you. There was so much repetitiveness on this show. And you got 3 hours. You know, give somebody else some shine. You had John Morrison and The Miz on there for almost 30 minutes. You had Retribution on there for 20, 30 minutes. I like the Hurt Business, but hell, you had them and Matt Riddle in there for 20, 30 minutes. Give some of the other guys some shine. We don't have to see 20, 30 minutes of these guys every week.
Yeah, that was past ridiculous. It's getting point. I'm sick of Matt Riddle, and I like him.
Bro. I don't like him.
I like Matt Riddle.
I think he's a good talent, but like I said, I think they're just kind of shoving that down our throat. The kick off the sandals thing. I mean,
you don't like having stuff shoved down your throat, Tommy? Let's move on. I enjoyed seeing the Lions Den on NXT. That was kind of cool. I kept waiting on Ken Shamrock to come out. No, I mean, seriously. That was, once again, I'm probably the minority here, but I thought it was stupid, especially the finish. Did you guys watch this match?
Did not.
With Tommaso Ciampa and that other feller.
Oh no.
Shit, I can't remember. But anyway, the finish, it was terrible. If you guys haven't seen it, go back and watch it. But I'm not. We only got 45 seconds left, so I'm going to move on. Roscoe, give me one more con, buddy. What do you got?
Just about anything WWE did. I hope the Royal Rumble is a lot better than the weekly shows right now.
Okay.
It's
John. Let's move on to you. What do you got for another con?
Yeah, I gotta stick on the WWE bandwagon with the Royal Rumble. It's one of, if not my favorite card of the year every year, and I have almost zero interest in this show. Just it's terrible every week.
Sonny, 8 seconds. What do you got?
Same. The only reason why I'm tuning into the Rumble is because Edge. I have no interest otherwise.
I don't know if it's for sure going to happen or not, but I heard a rumor that Big Papa Plump might be showing up at the Rumble this weekend. They still got a couple spots open. Brother.
Are you number one? You're going at number 1 or 30?
I'll probably go in 33rd.
Okay.
33 and a third. I'll probably go there.
Yeah. He'll blow up walking to the ring.
Your math is amazing.
No, I got a 45%
Leslie
chance
Neal?
that I'll win that match, and Matt Riddle's got a 25% chance he's going to win that match. Actually, before the show goes off the air tonight, guys, I do want to get everybody's pick, and we have an announcement about the Royal Rumble that we will make later on in the show. Let's go ahead and get a couple cons from some of the ramblers out there. Ben Cliff says, con, Sting's wispy, thin hair. Get it gone or do something different with it. I can't tell him he's wrong. You know what I mean?
He's right.
Ben says a con was Taya leaving Impact. Did I pronounce that right?
Yeah.
All right.
What do you think?
I hope she goes to All Elite. As a veteran, she could really help out their women's division.
They need help for sure.
Yes.
Ben also says Vince's older brother Rod passing away. Rest in peace. Absolutely.
Yep.
Kenny Dunn says the clusterfuck that is Retribution.
Mm-hmm.
You're right, man. You're right. But that's the pros and cons this week, guys. As always, we'll be back next week with the pros and cons.